Hey there viewers, my name is Torinski and welcome back to another DCSS Sunday. Today we're of course jumping right back into the usual routine, tripping over my own words, and also of course trying to get some 15 rune victories. And where we last left off, we'd unfortunately said goodbye to Troglodyte, our 15 rune berserker, but on the bright side we started in on our Gnoll runs here and things had gone exceptionally well. For Nathaniel, of course, super lucky with the drops that we found in the dungeon so far, especially getting the Shield of Resistance from our acquirement scroll. So hopefully that bodes well for what is in store for us here, but of course, we never know what the dungeon is going to do. So without further ado, let's get ready to hop right back into it. Hello Nathaniel, my friend, and hello Brain. How's it going? I hope your weekend is going well. I hope your week in general has been fantastic, of course. Always lovely to see you. And where did we leave off? We just finished clearing our way through shoals, getting a hold of our very first rune of the run here. So it's looking like Snake might be the next go-to. Seems pretty good. I'm like curious if we're going to be able to do Elf a little earlier than usual, just because the shield, of course, gives fantastic resistances across the board, putting us in a pretty beautiful spot. Of course, positive energy, a little bit on the low side. Resist electricity might be a problem if we ever do decide to go to Elf. And in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, Snake, also potentially a problem. I don't think we've found anything to fix that. Does not look like it from our quick search there. And we're also a bit low on money, so we'll have to keep that in mind. We at least have enough for a couple potion petitions, depending on what we get. Could be an expensive single one even. But let's take a look, shall we? At the risk that we look like a complete idiot when we run into a single shock serpent here, but we'll have to see how it goes. Interesting. I see 3 sharpshooters, and it could just be coincidence, but there's also always the chance that this is a Vajna. I mean, I'm not seeing any uniques popping out of the woodwork here, so we might be okay. It might have just been a bit of a squad hanging out, getting in their morning shooting practice together, so not the end of the world. I also should remember, I have rampaging boots, so let's try not to do anything too absurd with that. And here we go, our first shock serpent. Yeah, definitely taking a bit more damage than I'd like for a single enemy on screen. If we see them well in the group of many more snakes, then we might find ourselves in a bit of a nasty spot. Speak of the devil. And okie dokie. Let's focus on you just a wee bit here. In fact, we have decent evocations, so we should be able to use Ice Blast to good effect. And now we're taking a bit more damage than I would like. What else can I do against our friend here? Paralysis, 58% chance. Should work out eventually. There we go. And how much damage do you do, my friend? 20, and Constriction. Constriction could hurt a great deal, but we'll start the fight off, get some poison damage on our new friend here, and hopefully that's enough to take you down. Fantastic. And we'll play it safe here, just walking the heck out of dodge temporarily, and that should be beautiful. Fantastic. And we're already seeing a nice increase to our overall coin purse here, so that should definitely work out for us well in the future. And I do hope that we come across some resistance to electricity, because it's looking like that might be our only real issue at the moment here. Otherwise, things are looking pretty fantastic, and we're kind of mulching our way through with this lovely, was it +9 war axe that we're using? Oops, it was there. Indeed it is. So we'll have to see how things go as we continue forward here. Louise has a 2% chance to banish, so that's not too bad. I'd like to get surrounded by normal baby snakes and then maybe take all of these new friends upstairs. Fantastic. And before we head right back down, let's take a bit of a peek. How do we fare against you? Stone Arrow could hurt. Oh, and Lightning Bolt. Oh, fun. Everybody's an Electro Mage these days. A Zephyrmancer, is that what the game calls them in Elf? Aha. So here we go, and in fact, maybe we'll take a step back and we'll do some blasting to try and hurt our electric-themed friend from relative safety here. Fantastic, and we do manage to take them out, so that is just wonderful. And let's actually take you a step back, my friend. Head upstairs, heal up. I mean, in general, this seems like a pretty fantastic spot to do our fighting. We're in this lovely little one-wide corridor, so that should work out fairly well for us in the long run here. And fantastic. Bunch of mighted friends is a little less than ideal, and in fact, did not mean to step towards them. There goes my tab key just running a little bit rampant. Debating if we should take a step back. I also did not check what kind of glaive that was, so could have always found ourselves with a bit of a nasty surprise, unplanned trip to the abyss, which would have been less than ideal for sure, but not the end of the world here. And perfect. A little bit of rampaging, never hurt nobody. Besides when it almost gets us killed, but you know how it is. Okay, and so Louise has apparently taken a bit of a step back again. Hello? There you are, my friend. So let's call in a buddy of our own. And then we're in relative safety here. We're not in bounce territory for Lightning Bolt, so that seems reasonable. Fantastic. And definitely not too shabby so far. A relatively tough unique taken care of is always a fantastic thing to see as we're rampaging through the dungeon every which way. And wow, that is our first helmet of the run. Holy moly. Don't have any unID'd items, so we can definitely drop those for now. Let's pick up a helmet and rejoice in our +1 base AC. Looks like we got +2. Or am I backwards on that? Do you actually give 2? No, base armor rated 1. Okay, thought I was losing my mind for a second here. But not too shabby. Oh, we're gonna ignore that shop. Okay, auto explore. See, you have different plans for me? Oh, never mind. It was because there was a statue in the way. I guess when in doubt, I probably should assume that I'm the one who's missing something here, because that generally is the case, or has been in the past. But here's an interesting selection of spells for sure. Death's Door and Bjornir's Revivification. We won't have to train anything, obviously, because as a Gnoll, we train everything. So we should have these available by the late game. Very likely that we'll want at least a couple of those, if not all of them. Ooh, and there are a bunch of level 9 spells as well. Fantastic. Let's do a little bit more checking through here. Infestation could be a good time, of course. And Book of the Sloth has statue form. Let's mark you, just in case we end up going down that route as well. We'll have to decide at what point, if any, we want to make the full switch to caster, or if we want to keep kind of a hybrid style as we make our way forward. I also was meaning to take a look at our spells here, because look at that, quite a few things are relatively castable. So what I'm thinking, so we learn Apportation, we definitely learn Blink, because that could far and above save our life. We could learn Ozokubu's Armor. It's not quite as effective when you're in heavy armor, and being that we're in plate, pretty much the heaviest there is. I guess we could learn it for now. Could always come back to it and forget later. We do have a lot of spell levels here, 35, so many options for us to peruse here. We do also already have Dragon Form. Interesting. I was about to say I'm not seeing Manifold Assault, but that is just wrong. So we could swap over to a Dragon Form Manifold Assault combo. again, it looks like we're very much in Electric City here tonight. Well, that silence didn't have quite the range I was expecting here. In fact, I was kind of hoping... Do you want to walk up to me? We'll wait a few turns. And there we go, you son of a gun. Try to take you down before you get a chance to cast. We did end up wasting one of our silence scrolls there, but it's not the end of the world, especially since by the time we get into late game, the majority of enemies aren't really bothered by silence anyway. So for the moment here, we're doing the best we can. Don't like you with the pole arms, so we'll just take you out and walk right back to our stairs. Again, playing it a bit safe, Snake can very quickly cascade into a world of hurt, especially as I start fighting without looking at a brand on a weapon again, so that's always fantastic. Ooh, and we do have another scroll. Interesting. Kind of forgot about this ring that we had sitting in our back pocket. Unfortunately, no Arlec. I guess Amnesia can definitely hit the deck for now, and we might as well just head right back. Oh, you know what? I thought I saw them right as I started typing into the find there, so let's take a peek. Scroll of Torment, unlikely to be especially useful for us here. Oh, hello, Azul. You know what? Sure, I'll copy you. Probably a little bit wasteful at the end of the day, seeing as how we should be able to deal with Azul, but that is totally fine by me. Flail of Protection should be just fine for us to deal with as well. So we'll take you down, my friend. I believe that was a Spear of Pain. We did see the description for it when we first ran into this buddy. What about you? +3 Trident. Okay, not the end of the world. And beautiful. There we go. Hasted Salamanders, a little bit less than ideal. Let's once again head upstairs for a quick heal before finishing off the job. And beautiful. And hopefully the rest of Snake 3 goes relatively straightforward here. Ran back because of the Shock Serpent. There we go. I wanted to say Storm Snake, because my brain is permanently broken, apparently. I guess relatively similar things at the end of the day, so I can't fully blame myself, but okie dokie. See how this goes. Still scary every single time. So not the perfect storm, as it were, but I guess I shouldn't really be complaining when we at least survived that encounter, so, you know, it's better than it could have been at the very least. Just a +2 halberd is not the end of the world here. And get me the heck out of dodge. And in fact, here's where we'll do a little bit of a reconfiguration, a bit of a shuffle, just to try and keep ourselves a little bit safe in the long run. Still a wee bit scary to say the least, but we have the poison on this son of a gun. We should be able to kill them pretty quick. And then if I just get rid of the Mighted Buddy, or Might runs out, we win the Battle of Attrition instead. That also works, I guess. And not too shabby. That's at least most of the floor. A +4 chainmail. AC decreases by 2. Encumbrance goes down by 3. You know what? Let's do some research here. So if we ice up right now, we get no additional AC. If I swap over to this son of a gun, also no additional AC. Okie dokie. So it looks like we're not quite at the point yet where Ozakuru's going to do much. I guess it's relatively low spell power, yeah, only 30%, plus it does have that reduction based on encumbrance rating. So fair enough at the end of the day here. Not the biggest of deals. This looks like a sketchy seeming vault here. Especially since I could get surrounded by lava at any moment here. Let's definitely take care of our tyrant first. Fantastic. And otherwise, should be able to just mulch our way through the rest of our buddy old pals here. These friendly sons of guns. And another tyrant. I guess this is, in some ways, the safest approach is to just stay around the corner here, and then we at least have a limitation to how many are in view at once. Oof. Let's not step into that either. That seems like a less than ideal situation. What do we wish to do against our hasted friend here? Take a peek. 32 damage and an extra 16. At least stepping away from them, they don't get an attack of opportunity and a normal attack. So I think that, in essence, reduces the amount of damage we'll be taking, which is nice. You're just a +3 spear, my friend. And perfect. Now that we're all the same speed, we might as well walk back a little bit, let our regen do a little bit of its magical work here, and that is fantastic. Then once more into the breach, shall we? Hello, my new friends. Come one, come all, and say hello to my favorite axe. Ooh, definitely would like to pick up this Ice Blast wand here with a few charges. That seems lovely. So what do I get rid of? I guess Berserk Rage potions are unlikely to be used at any point here. Or at the very least, if we do end up using them, they're almost as likely to get ourselves killed as to do any work. So, in the essence of keeping ourselves as alive as possible, can definitely leave that, buddy. Okay, double shock serpent is not what you want to see. Always fish for some resistance. We have one resistance potion on us that we could always use in an emergency situation. Having only the one, though, very much puts it in the category of too good to use syndrome. So likely I'll not be touching that thing until it's either too late or it's kind of irrelevant. Ooh, 2 more shock serpents. Let's take one of you upstairs. Okay, that step did not work quite as well as I wanted. Actually, maybe it did, because it causes the shot to go careening off into the corridor. And I'm guessing at least one of these other stairwells is in that crowded area. Oh, this one? Not so much. So that's actually relatively safe, all things considered. Can instead just try to get some of our new friends to come say hello one at a time, if at all possible. Form an orderly queue, if you could be so kind. And there we go. Okay, I think that was the last shock serpent that we saw. I mean, to be fair, it could be a different one. Could be dealing with multiple shock serpents running a bit of a ruse on us here, but it seems like that was in fact the case. And another requirement scroll. Mace of Pain? Don't think so. Book of Dreams. What do you contain, my friend? Nothing fantastic, unfortunately. A ring that gives intelligence and slaying. I mean, it would go very well with the Dragon Form Manifold Assault build. I'm tempted just to take the money. 1,000+ gold pieces works pretty dang well when you're a Gozag follower. So thanks, Brain, for contributing to the cult totem. I feel like I am now unable to ever get rid of that extension. It's just going to live with us forever. Because I do appreciate seeing those little messages. But yeah, we can always get more gold. So I think I will take the ring. I don't know yet if we will, in fact, use it for the most part. But I'd like to see it around as an option. Maybe we can drop this additional chainmail here. And that should be perfect. Agnes and a shock serpent. So I'm just going to take some steps back, put ourselves into safety, perfect. Definitely wouldn't have wanted to deal with both of them at once, especially seeing as how this shocky friend is way too fast. And holy moly. A bit more damage than we'd like, but we managed to get there. And another unique. Oh, to what do I owe the pleasure? Hello, Maglottl. Cause fear at 20%, even with our relatively strong willpower. That's pretty wild. But I think I can copy you and bring in a box of beasts. And I was hoping by our powers combined we'd be able to do some work. But unfortunately, it looks like our Maglottl copy just got immediately erased from existence here. And is there anything I can do? No shot I paralyze you, right? 4%? I guess we could try it for fun. And okay, oh, I was about to say we have the stairs for if we need to make a quick escape. Not so much. But we'll blast you with cold, my friend. There we go. Kill the summoner. Get rid of the beasties. Not too shabby. And we'll even get a little bit of extra work out of our favorite little summoned friend here. So that is just lovely. There we go. That looks to be like the pathway to the rune. Did that guardian serpent see us? I guess not. Well, okie dokie. It does concern me that we saw that son of a gun, because it means that they could be around any corner here ready to surround us at the least opportune time. But I guess such is life. And we'll just do our best. We'll rest up here. Let our sharpshooter buddy come to us. That is beautiful. Okay, not too shabby so far. Of course, we're still playing it very safe here. Just letting all of our snaky pals come our way. Oh, hello. Anyone else? I thought at least one of the other buddies here saw us. There we go. And this could be the killing corridor of our dreams here. Oh, hello there. I mean, that was definitely an ideal circumstance for running into our guardian friends, so we did end up getting that achieved in just the way we were hoping, so that is absolutely wonderful. Let's run down and take care of our salamander buddy. Okie dokie, not too shabby. Those rampage kills will take me by surprise every time. So bad for, first of all, forgetting that we even have rampage equipped on us here, and then on top of that also forgetting just exactly how it works in tandem with the rest of it. Okay, I see a shock serpent, so I'm going to start walking away. We'll see who follows us here. Definitely have a few friends that will quickly mow down with a barrage of boomerangs, as it were. Fantastic. Throwing being at an alright spot here. I'd like to stand out in the middle of the open so that the bounces obviously have no effect from our electrical friend. And the rest of these snakes, fortunately, are a bit too slow to keep up with the times here. So we will just walk ourselves ever so carefully backwards. And that should be wonderful. Okay, not too shabby. We're slowly but surely raising bank here as well, making a decent amount of cash. Okay, guess I could try to paralyze you again. 59% chance this time. Doesn't quite do it. Second try, though, is the charm, and we'll retreat back to heal up. I wonder how many more compatriots are left here. Hello, my friends. I guess this is the big curving S, the medical staff style vault at the end of Snake. So still quite a bit of activity potentially left to deal with, especially since we haven't made an absurd amount of noise. Okay, a couple tyrants definitely could be a bit on the rough side. It is lovely when they step right to us, though. Not too shabby. Bunch of magical skills. Getting an improvement there, ticking over to level 11. Just wonderful. As soon as we are finished off with Snake here, I think what I would like to do... We stop that? You are a tyrant, my friend. And we'll just step away from the slower snakes, play it a little bit on the safe side. Fantastic. But what I was saying is that once we are finished up with Snake, I think what I'd like to do is a bit of experimenting, taking off our armor, seeing what is castable in our current state, if there are any changes we want to make to how we're approaching everything at the moment. Could be a good bit of fun. So we'll see how things are looking and how things are feeling in just a few moments here. At least I hope it's a few moments. You never know when things could go drastically down south. That's a strange phrasing that my brain immediately took issue with, but regardless, I'm sure you get the point. Things start to go poorly. They could rapidly degrade, but fortunately doesn't seem to be the case, and here we can just get the heck out of Dodge with the successful Snake under our belt. Fantastic. The second of 15. Looking good. So, if I take off my plate armor, how are we looking? We're up to like level 5 spells. Fairly castable. Does mean Manifold Assault is an option. Irradiate, of course, also fantastic. Dragon Form, quite a ways off, unfortunately. I guess another thing we could take a peek at is if I run right back down to the Book of the Sloth. Guess it won't tell me how castable it is until I get it, hey? But level 6, so we can always compare it, because all of our spell schools are at the same level. We know it'll be somewhere around this 28%. It's not terrible for a transmutation spell, but I think for the moment, I'd still prefer this. At least with something like Dragon Form, we also get a benefit to our attack power. So we'll keep that in mind. We will lose out on this. Oh, actually, potentially. One more moment here. If I swap over to my int ring, take off our integrating axe, then things should actually be looking even better. There we go, 17% on those level 6 spells, 67% chance on Dragon Form. It's starting to look a little more enticing, but not quite there. Especially since we'll want our unarmed combat to be as high as possible by the time we swap over. Then we should be able to just absolutely annihilate things as we continue to make our way through the dungeon. And speaking of, where do we go next? Don't see any annotations that would remind me as to why we only went to D14. Did I leave something scary behind?